Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about Pythagoras theorem. In this tutorial video, we will cover the basics of Pythagoras theorem. We'll discuss few examples and learn how to prove a triangle is a right triangle or not. So let's begin the video. The Pythagorean theorem or Pythagoras theorem explains the relation of its sides in a right angled triangle. It says that the sum of the square of its two perpendicular sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Okay, let's understand that first. Consider in a triangle we have a side A which intersects with another side called side B, such that they both make a 90-degree angle or a right angle, so they both are mutually perpendicular to each other. The third side C, which connects both A and B, has the largest length in the triangle. It is always opposite to the right angle known as the hypotenuse. We can call side A adjacent or base and the side B height, altitude or perpendicular. The position of hypotenuse is always fixed in a right angled triangle, whereas the position of base and altitude can be switched accordingly. According to the Pythagoras theorem, the magnitude of side C is equal to the sum of the magnitude of the both sides A and B, which means that the square of C is equals to the square of A plus the square of B. In other words, if we take the square of hypotenuse, it will be equal to the square of base plus the square of altitude. Let's take few examples to better understand the concept that how Pythagoras theorem work on a right angled triangle. In this triangle, we need to find the magnitude of the hypotenuse. So let's consider the hypotenuse is equals to x and the other two sides are 24 and 7. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, the square of x will be equal to the square of 24 plus the square of 7. Both their squares are 576 and 49 respectively. If we sum them up, so they will give us the combined magnitude of 625. Since we need to find the magnitude of the x only, so we take under root on the both sides, which will give us 25 centimeter, which is the magnitude of the hypotenuse in this triangle. Let's take another example. In this example, we need to find the altitude of the right angled triangle. We are given with the magnitude of the hypotenuse, which is 13 centimeter, and the base 5 centimeter, and let's consider the altitude equals to x. According to Pythagoras theorem, the square of 13 will be equal to the square of x plus the square of 5. In order to find the magnitude of x, we need to subtract the square of 5 from the square of 13. By doing so, we will get the magnitude for the square of x will be equals to 144. Since we need to find the magnitude of x only, so we will take under root on the both sides, which will give us 12 centimeter. So the altitude is 12 centimeter. In this final example, we will find the missing base of this right angled triangle. We are given with the hypotenuse 30 centimeter, altitude 18 centimeter, and let's consider the base x. According to Pythagoras theorem, the square of 30 will be equals to the square of x plus the square of 18. In order to find the square of x, we need to subtract the square of 18 from the square of 30, which will give us the magnitude of 576. And by taking under root on the both sides, we will get the magnitude of x, which will be equals to 24. So the base is 24. Now we have moved to the final phase of our video. In this section, we will use Pythagoras theorem to prove that a triangle is a right triangle or not a right triangle. As we already have learned that the magnitude of the hypotenuse is equals to the magnitude of both the perpendicular sides. So in order to prove our triangle is a right triangle or not a right triangle, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. If the sum of the square of the perpendicular sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, we say the triangle is a right angled triangle. In this current example, we find that the magnitude of both sides are equal. So the triangle is a right angled triangle. In this example, the magnitude of the hypotenuse is not equal to the magnitude of the perpendicular sides. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, this is not a right angled triangle. That's all from this tutorial. I hope you find it very informative. Once again, thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share my video. See you next time.